Oh yeah.
So if you're just getting started out or you want to build credit, I want you to watch this video. So you gotta have good credit to build credit, which means you have to have open accounts, as we all know. If you have any bad accounts on there, don't worry about them. The goal is to get something reporting to the good side of your credit report, whether that's credit cards, automobile loans, you name it. So the first thing I'm going to tell you, when you're trying to build credit, use revolving credit accounts like credit cards or secured credit cards. A lot of people use these credit builder loans, but what you don't know about installment loan, the way it reports, keeping total utilization in mind, right? Like if you give you a credit card for $1,000 and you put $500 on there, you're at 50% of the allowed limit already. The sweet spot on utilization for credit is 30% of the allowed limit or below. So if you take an installment account, one, it's going to be a fresh credit hit. Two, let's say they give you $500 credit limit. Three, the balance of that account is going to automatically be maxed out at 100% utilization. So they give you $500, the balance is $500, and the allowed limit is $500. So like if you ever notice when you take out a car loan, your credit gets kicked in the junk for like 6 to 8 months until you chip that thing down under 80-90% of the total allowed limit. Same thing with installment loans. Don't utilize installment loans to build good credit, because let's say, all right, you open up an installment loan, you get kicked in the junk on the credit score for a while, and then you get it paid down to 50%. Well, that's great. It's going to start building better when you're under 30% utilization, that invisible line there, the way they're looking at it. But what happens when that installment loan is paid off? They close your account. So now you just took out a new line of credit, dinged your credit, took you a while to pay it down, and then once you started in the sweet spot of 30% or less of the allowed limit, now they close the card. And now you just lose all that history. And history makes up 30% or more of your actual FICO score. So keeping in mind that invisible line, max utilization, keep that under 30% on any and every account at all possible, especially with credit cards, and the amount of time it's been open. So that's why I say use revolving accounts. Here's a little trick, authorized user cards. Let's say mom and dad has great credit. They have a couple credit cards. Longer they've been open, the better. Higher the allowed limit, the better. Lower or no balance, the better. So let's say mom's had a card open for 10 years, no lates on it, minimal balance or no balance, and it's got like a 5 or a 15,000 allowed limit on that credit card. Have mom or dad add you as an authorized user to that credit card, or two, if you can get 2 or 3, even better. And so what they do is they start reporting that card, that history, that on-time payment history, the minimal to no utilization amount, no balance on that card, over to your credit as they report every month or two, because every creditor reports every 30, 45, or 60 days. So use credit cards to build up credit. Never ever pay them off and close them out. If you pay them off and you don't want to use credit, put them in a sock drawer. Don't use them. I got about 4 or 5 that I have not touched in a couple years, and I use every couple years and pay it off just so they don't close that account. So that's a good tip for you guys. Always keep your accounts open. Use credit cards to build credit, because installment loans will hurt you. Then they take time. Once you start building good credit off of it, in that small window of time, you have 50% or 30% less of the balance owed, and then they close it on you, and that takes away 30% of that history. Hope this helps. We'll jump into another topic here on the next video.